The stars shone cold and distant in the black sky above the battlefield. A great silence filled the space between two massive fleets. On one side were the aliens, creatures from a far corner of the galaxy. They had the most advanced ships and weapons anyone could imagine. Their technology was beyond anything Earth had. Their commanders were proud and sure of victory. The other side was Earth's fleet, small and old. The tanks were rusty and looked like machines from a past age. Many alien soldiers laughed when they saw the Earth tanks. "Look at those old, slow machines," they sneered. "They will be crushed like bugs." Inside the Earth tanks, the soldiers were quiet but determined. They knew their machines looked weak, but what the aliens did not know was that Earth had hidden secrets. Secrets that could change the battle forever. The commander of the Earth forces, Captain Harris, watched his troops through the thick glass of his tank. His face was calm, but his eyes were sharp. He had trained for this moment his whole life. "Hold the line," he told his soldiers. "Our time is coming." The aliens prepared to attack. Their ships fired beams of light and bursts of energy at the Earth tanks. The shots hit, and sparks flew, but the tanks kept moving forward. Slowly, steadily. It was as if the tanks had a strength no one saw. Alien commanders laughed loudly. "Old machines will fall, there is no power in those shells," one shouted. "We will end this quickly and move on." But then, something strange began to happen. A soft glow started deep inside the tanks. It was faint at first, almost like a heartbeat. The soldiers inside felt it too, a sudden warmth, a pulse of power rising inside their machines. Captain Harris felt it. His old radio crackled, and the voice of the chief engineer came through. "Sir, the new systems are coming online. The power cells are activating. Prepare for full energy release." The aliens noticed the glow too. Their laughter stopped. They aimed their weapons carefully, but the glow only grew stronger. Suddenly, the tanks began to move faster. Their engines roared louder than before. Bright energy shields shimmered around them. The old tanks were no longer just rusty machines. They were alive with power. The aliens fired everything they had. Lasers, missiles, and plasma bolts flew toward the tanks, but the shields held strong. The tanks moved closer and closer to the alien lines. Inside one of the alien command ships, the leader stared in shock. "What is happening? Those tanks should be dead." A human soldier inside one tank smiled. "It's time to show them what Earth can do." The tanks fired back. They released blasts of energy that tore through alien armor. The battlefield shook with explosions and fire. The aliens were not ready for this fight. Their surprise turned into fear. The tanks kept coming, unstoppable now. Captain Harris shouted orders. "Push forward. Hold nothing back." The Earth tanks rolled through the battlefield, breaking through alien defenses. The soldiers cheered as they saw their machines unleash power they never dreamed of. The aliens scrambled to retreat. Their ships tried to escape, but the tanks' new weapons had long range. One by one, alien ships were destroyed or forced to flee. The stars glowed brighter with every explosion. The silence was gone, replaced by the sounds of war. In the heat of battle, a young soldier named Mia fought bravely. She was nervous at first, but the new power gave her courage. She aimed carefully and took down an alien drone. "Keep moving. Mia, we need you at the front." Captain Harris's voice came over the radio. Mia pushed her tank forward. She saw other tanks glowing with the same energy. They moved as one, a wave of unstoppable force. The aliens tried to regroup. Their commander sent a warning to all ships. "Fall back. The humans have a secret weapon." But it was too late. Earth's tanks had broken through the lines. The aliens were losing ground fast. The battlefield was chaos. Fires burned on the surface of planets below. Ships exploded in the sky. But through the chaos, Earth soldiers kept fighting, driven by hope and the strength of their machines. Captain Harris looked at the sky. He thought about Earth, the home they fought for. He remembered the long years of struggle, the training, the sacrifices. "This is our moment," he said quietly. We will not lose. As the tanks moved deeper into alien territory, the power inside them grew even stronger. The soldiers could feel it. This was not just old technology waking up. It was Earth's true power hidden for centuries. The aliens did not know what to expect next. They could only watch as their pride and laughter turned into fear and destruction. And so the battle continued, with Earth's ancient tanks leading the charge, no longer mocked, but feared. The hidden power of humanity was finally unleashed. The battlefield was still burning from the surprise attack. The aliens could not believe what had happened. Their advanced ships were falling one by one, defeated by old tanks that were now shining with strange new energy. The aliens had laughed at Earth's machines before. Now, their laughter was gone. Fear filled their minds. Captain Harris stood, tall inside his glowing tank. He watched the damaged alien ships retreat into the darkness of space. The silence felt strange after the noise of battle. He knew this was only the beginning. The real fight had just started. Inside the control room of the Earth command ship, the engineers were working quickly. They studied the power source inside the tanks, the secret energy that had surprised everyone. This power was old, very old, but it was strong. It was Earth's hidden gift, kept safe for a time like this. A young engineer named Lena spoke quietly to her team. We have only just started to understand this power. It comes from the heart of the planet. It connects us with everything on Earth. It is not just a machine's power, but the power of life itself. Captain Harris listened. Through the radio, he felt hope growing in his chest. This power was not just strength. It was something deeper, something that made Earth special. But the aliens were not done yet. Far away, in a dark corner of space, their leader was angry. Earth thinks it can win with old machines and strange power, he growled. We will show them the true meaning of strength. The aliens began to gather new forces, faster ships, stronger weapons, and new strategies. They would not lose their pride without a fight. Back on the battlefield, the Earth soldiers prepared for what was coming. They knew the aliens would return. They trained harder, fixed their tanks, and learned how to use the new power better. Mia was with Captain Harris again. She had changed from a nervous soldier to a brave fighter. This power, it feels like Earth itself is with us, she told him. I believe we can win. Captain Harris smiled. We must believe. Our strength comes not just from machines, but from the heart of every person here. As the days passed, Earth's forces moved forward. They helped other planets who had been attacked by the aliens. News spread quickly about Earth's hidden power. Many joined the fight, inspired by the courage of the Earth soldiers. The aliens saw this and grew worried. Their plans were falling apart, but they still held one secret. A weapon so strong it could change the war in a moment. One night, as the Earth soldiers rested, strange signals appeared on their screens. The aliens were coming back, with a force never seen before. Bigger, faster, and more powerful. Captain Harris gathered his team. This will be the hardest fight yet, he said. But we have something no one else does, the power of Earth. We stand together, and we will not be broken. The tanks glowed brighter under the stars. The soldiers prepared for the battle to come, knowing this fight could decide the future of many worlds. And so, the story of Earth's hidden power grew stronger. From the silence of ancient machines, a new hope had risen. The aliens had mocked Earth once, but now the galaxy was watching closely, waiting to see what humanity would do next. The sky above the battlefield was filled with stars, but the peace of the night was fragile. Earth's forces were preparing for a new wave of alien attacks. The silence felt heavy, like the calm before a storm. Captain Harris stood on the deck of his tank, watching the horizon. The glow from the energy shield surrounded his vehicle, a sign of the power that had surprised everyone. But he knew this power came with challenges. The aliens were clever, and they would not give up easily. Deep in the command center, the Earth scientists worked late into the night. Lena, the young engineer, studied the energy flow in the tanks. She spoke softly to herself. This energy, it's connected to something much bigger than we thought. It's not just a weapon. It's a part of Earth's spirit. Captain. Harris listened carefully when Lena explained her findings. The energy was ancient, linked to the very soil and life of the planet. It was like Earth itself was alive in the tanks. This was why the old machines could still fight so strongly, and why the aliens' advanced weapons could not easily destroy them. But understanding the power was only part of the battle. The aliens were changing their tactics. They were no longer attacking directly. Instead, they sent small, fast ships to spy and confuse the Earth forces. These ships moved quickly, hiding in shadows and striking when least expected. Mia and her team were on high alert. Their tanks moved quietly through the dark, searching for the hidden enemies. The night was full of tension. Every shadow could hide a threat, and every sound made their hearts beat faster. One night, Mia spotted a flash in the distance, a small alien ship trying to sneak past their line. She whispered to her crew, "Stay calm. Let's see what they're doing." The alien ship paused, then suddenly sent a signal. It was a message, but the meaning was unclear. Captain Harris called his best code breakers. They worked quickly to understand the message, hoping to find the aliens' plans. While the Earth team worked on decoding the signal, the soldiers trained harder. The new power inside their tanks was growing stronger, but it was also changing them. Some soldiers felt connected to their machines in new ways, as if their thoughts and feelings could move the tanks. Captain Harris noticed this too. "This is more than technology," he told his team. "It is a bond between us and Earth." The aliens were watching. They saw how Earth's forces were becoming stronger, smarter, and more united. They realized this war would not be won by weapons alone. Suddenly, the code breakers shouted, "We've cracked the message." The aliens were planning to attack the Earth command ship directly. They wanted to destroy the heart of the Earth forces and end the war quickly. Captain Harris knew what he had to do. "We must protect the command ship, prepare all defenses, and get ready to fight." The Earth tanks formed a shield around the command ship, their glowing energy shields creating a strong barrier. The soldiers stood ready, their hearts full of courage. As the alien ships appeared on the horizon, the sky lit up with bright colors. The battle was about to begin again, but this time, Earth's forces were prepared. Mia looked at her team and smiled. "No matter what happens, we fight for Earth. We fight for the future." The tanks moved forward, the hidden power shining brighter than ever. The aliens were coming, but Earth was ready. The true strength of humanity was no longer a secret, and so the story continued, of old machines awakened, of hidden power found, and of a people united by hope and courage. The galaxy watched, waiting to see how this battle would change everything. The stars above twinkled quietly as Earth's forces prepared for what could be their most important battle yet. The calmness in space was a thin veil, hiding the tension that gripped every soldier's heart. Captain Harris stood at the helm of his glowing tank, feeling the weight of the moment. The ancient power that had surprised the galaxy was still with them, but this time, the challenge was different. The aliens were no longer just fighting with weapons. They were trying to break the spirit of humanity. Lena, the engineer, worked closely with the command team. She had discovered something new about the energy inside the tanks. "This power," she explained, "is connected to more than just Earth. It responds to hope, courage, and the will to protect. The stronger our hearts, the stronger the power becomes." Captain Harris nodded slowly. He understood that this battle was not just about machines or weapons. It was about the people inside the tanks, their unity, and their belief in a better future. The aliens sent their fastest scouts ahead. These small ships moved like shadows, trying to find weaknesses in Earth's defenses. But the soldiers were ready. The tank's energy shields flickered in response, growing brighter whenever hope and determination filled the air. Mia, now a confident and skilled tank commander, led her squad quietly through the alien fleet. "Stay close," she whispered. "We are more than machines. We carry the spirit of Earth with us." Suddenly, their scanners picked up a strange signal. It was not like any weapon or ship they had seen before. It pulsed slowly, a soft rhythm that seemed to reach out to the tanks. Lena studied the signal carefully. "This is not a weapon," she said. "It's a message, a call for peace or maybe a challenge." Captain Harris ordered the signal to be traced. As they followed it, the Earth forces moved deeper into unknown space, where the aliens had hidden a great secret. The silence of space was broken by the sound of the tank's engines glowing with power. The soldiers felt a strange connection growing between them. It was as if the tanks and their crews were becoming one. The aliens watched nervously. Their plans were being challenged by something beyond their understanding, a power born from hope and unity. As the Earth tanks approached the source of the signal, they found a quiet world. It was peaceful, with forests, rivers, and mountains untouched by war. On this world, a small group of aliens waited. They were different from the warriors the Earth soldiers had fought before. Their faces showed sadness and hope. The leader of this group spoke through a translator. "We do not wish to fight. Our people have suffered much. We send this message to find friends, not enemies." Captain Harris listened carefully. He knew this moment was important. The power inside the tanks responded, shining softly like a warm light. Mia stepped forward. "We fought to protect Earth and all who live in peace. If you want friendship, we will listen." The aliens nodded slowly. "Our enemies have caused pain across many worlds. We wish to stop the war and build a future together." This meeting changed everything. The story of Earth's power was no longer just about battle. It was about hope, friendship, and the chance to heal. Captain Harris looked at his soldiers. "We are not just fighters. We are protectors. Let us show the galaxy what humanity truly means." The tanks glowed brighter than ever before. Their power was no longer hidden or just a secret weapon. It was a light in the darkness, a symbol of strength born from kindness. As Earth's forces prepared to leave the quiet world, they knew their journey was far from over. The galaxy was watching, waiting for the next step in this great story, and so the tale of ancient tanks and hidden power grew deeper. It was a story of courage, hope, and the promise that even in the darkest times light could shine through. The silence after the meeting with the peaceful aliens felt heavy, but full of hope. Captain Harris stood quietly, thinking about the future. The ancient power in their tanks had done more than protect Earth. It had opened a new path for the galaxy. But this new path was not without challenges. The war was far from over, and many eyes were watching closely. Back on the Earth command ship, Lena and the engineers worked around the clock. They studied the energy inside the tanks, learning how to strengthen it even more. Lena spoke to her team with excitement. "This power grows with every act of kindness, every hope we share. It is alive, and it responds to us." Captain Harris smiled. "It is not just a weapon. It is a promise." The peaceful aliens had shared stories of other worlds caught in the war's shadow. Many were afraid to stand up against the powerful enemies. But Earth's courage had sparked something new: hope. More planets wanted to join the fight for peace. Mia and her squad prepared for a new mission. This time, they would not just fight. They would travel to distant worlds, helping those who needed protection. The tanks moved with a new purpose, shining with the light of the ancient power. As they traveled, the soldiers met many alien species. Some were frightened by the war, others were angry, but all listened when Earth's soldiers spoke of hope, courage, and the power within their tanks. One day, Mia received a message. A distant planet was under threat, its people trapped by fear and darkness. "We must go," she said to her team. "We are not just warriors. We are the light that others need." The journey was long and filled with challenges. The alien scouts tried to stop them with confusing signals and traps. But the tanks moved forward, their energy shields growing stronger with every step. When they arrived, the planet was quiet and dark. The people there had lost hope. The tank's glowing light was like a sunrise bringing warmth to a cold world. Captain Harris and Mia met with the planet's leaders. "We are here to help," Harris said. Not just with machines, but with the power of hope and unity. The planet's people listened, their eyes shining with new courage. They began to rebuild, to stand up against the darkness that had held them back. But the aliens who had caused the war were watching. They did not want peace to grow. They sent their strongest ships to crush this new hope before it could spread. Earth's forces stood ready. They did not fight with anger or fear, but with the strength of a united spirit. The tanks glowed brighter, fueled by the courage of many worlds coming together. The battle that followed was fierce, but different. It was a fight for the future, not just survival. Earth's tanks moved with purpose, protecting those who could not protect themselves. Mia looked around at her team. "We fight for more than Earth," she said. "We fight for everyone who believes in peace." The aliens retreated, their plans failing once again. The light of hope could not be stopped. Captain Harris knew this was only one step in a long journey. The galaxy was changing and Earth was leading the way. As the tanks returned home, the soldiers felt stronger and more united than ever. The ancient power was no longer a secret. It was a beacon, shining through the darkness. And so, the story continued of old machines reborn, of new friends found, and of a future built on hope and courage. The galaxy was watching, ready to follow the light that Earth had ignited. The quiet hum of the tanks filled the air as Earth's forces prepared for what felt like the final chapter in their long journey. The stars above seemed to shine brighter, as if watching over the brave souls who carried the ancient power. Captain Harris stood tall, feeling the weight of responsibility but also the fire of hope burning inside him. The journey had taught them much. The tanks were no longer just machines. They were symbols of resilience and unity. Lena's work had deepened their understanding of the energy that flowed within them, a power connected to the spirit of Earth and the hopes of every being who dreamed of peace. As the fleet moved toward the heart of the galaxy, new alliances formed. Worlds once afraid to stand up found strength in the light Earth had shown. They came with ships, knowledge, and their own stories of courage. Together they prepared to face the darkness that had spread fear for so long. Mia's voice carried over the comms, steady and calm. "This is more than a fight. It's a chance to build something new. We carry not just weapons, but the dreams of many." The aliens who had opposed peace were gathering their forces for one last effort to stop the rising tide of hope. But Earth's forces were ready. The tanks glowed with energy that pulsed with every heartbeat, every whispered promise of a better future. Captain Harris led the charge, his tank moving forward with the strength of 1,000 stories behind it. Around him the fleet moved as one, a shining wave of light and courage. As they approached the enemy's stronghold, the atmosphere changed. The cold silence was thick with tension, but the soldiers were calm. They had seen the power of unity, the strength of hope. This was their moment. Suddenly the sky lit up, not with weapons but with signals of peace. The allies they had gathered sent messages of support and friendship across the battlefield. The enemy's lines wavered, unsure of how to respond to such overwhelming unity. Mia's squad moved through the ranks, sharing stories of Earth's journey. "We started with old tanks," she said, "machines no one believed in. But inside, we found something stronger than any weapon. We found hope." The enemy began to listen. Some of their own started to question the path of conflict. They saw the power of unity shining brightly, calling them to join rather than fight. Captain Harris seized the moment. "This war doesn't have to end in pain. It can end in peace. Together we can build a future where all can live free." Battle transformed. Weapons were lowered and hands reached out. The galaxy began to change, no longer ruled by fear, but guided by the light of courage and understanding. Earth's ancient tanks, once mocked and forgotten, became legends. Their power was a symbol, not of destruction, but of what could happen when hope and unity come together. As the fleet returned home, the soldiers knew their journey had changed the galaxy forever. They had shown that even in the darkest times, light could shine through. Captain Harris looked to the stars, a quiet smile on his face. The story was far from over, but a new chapter had begun, one of peace, friendship, and endless possibility. The ancient power lived on, not just in machines, but in the hearts of all who believed.